Hello, everyone. My name is Nisha Singh, and I am the Thematic Lead for Gender-Transformative Solutions for FinEquity. Welcome to our webinar on deconstructing the monolith segmentation of women clients. For those of you who have been following us, this is the third conversation in a series with financial service providers. Today, we're talking to VP Bank Vietnam and CARE. So we are very excited to have our colleagues from Asia, it's late in the day for them, speak to how they are segmenting and understanding the needs of women entrepreneurs and designing products and services for them. Before we get started, I'd like to just mention a couple of things in terms of housekeeping. Our webinar today is relatively short. We'll go on for about 45 minutes. We'll start with a few questions that I have for both of our speakers, and then we have a significant amount of time blocked to respond to your questions. For your questions, please use the chat function, and you can type them in as we're speaking, and then towards the end you can add to it. My colleague Katie, who's joined us, is monitoring the chat and will help us manage the Q&A. So I think that's the only item that you need to be aware of right now. The event is being recorded, and we'll have a recording of this discussion along with the slides available through the FinEquity website. So you can share it with other colleagues who are not able to join today. With that said, I think I'm going to get started because we have a relatively short amount of time. So we have two really exciting speakers with us today. We have Mr. Hung from VP Bank Vietnam, who's the Deputy Head of SME Banking. And we have Nguyet from CARE Vietnam. She leads the CARE Ignite program, which is a partnership between CARE and MasterCard Center for Inclusive Growth, focused on supporting women MSMEs. I'm not going to go into their bios. You might have seen that on the website. I'm actually going to start by inviting our speakers to introduce themselves and their institutions. So I'll start with Mr. Hung, if you want to tell us a little bit about you and VP Bank Vietnam.
Yes. Thank you, Nisha, and hello, everybody. My name is Đào Gia Hưng. I come from VP Bank SME Vietnam. VP Bank is one of the joint stock banks in Vietnam. And if we talk about the ranking, this is one of the top 3 ranked joint stock banks in Vietnam. VP Bank is the bank just for the private sections, and in VP Bank we have the SME division. I'm in charge of the SME division. I'm deputy role of this division, and in the SME division there is a sub-segment we call the micro segment, micro SME. I'm in charge of that segment. Today I'm very happy to join the workshop and tell you about the women strategy, one of our very important strategy for SME customers. I will tell you the history and the product, and also some of the achievement that we got during the 3 years for the strategy. And also I'm very happy for the questions about this strategy and the contribution from you to make the product for the women better. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hung. If you want to tell us a little bit about CARE, the CARE Ignite program in Vietnam.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here with you today. So as Nisha said, I am currently the project lead for CARE Ignite in Vietnam. As you might know, CARE is a well-known international NGO in Vietnam, and we have projects in almost all cities and provinces around Vietnam, with a focus on the women empowerment and gender equality enhancement. So CARE works in partnership with diverse stakeholders to achieve our common goals. In Ignite, we partnership with 3 local service providers to enhance the capacity and also the financial assets of the women entrepreneurs in Vietnam. I really hope that this discussion will be enjoying for you guys, and we also hope to hear your feedbacks and insights so we can make our project or maybe the product even better. Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you. So getting started right away, Mr. Hung, can you tell us a little bit about why VP Bank, private bank, decided to create a specific strategy for serving the women's market, and what has that journey looked like? As I understand, this started about 4 years ago.
Yes, thank you for the questions. If we talk about the woman strategy, let's talk a little bit about the history of the SME micro in VP Bank, and also in a broader side. This is the micro situation in Vietnam enterprises. You know that in Vietnam, the number of enterprises is around 1 million, of which around 80% of them is the micro segment. Micro segment, here we understand to have the yearly revenue less than $1 million. And this is the segment that something like we call was forgotten or neglected by Vietnamese banks, because this segment was something like having difficulty in assessing the loan from banks. But VP Bank was going in a different way. 5 years ago, we detected that segment, which is the micro segment, is difficulty, of course, but is very profitable segment in SMEs, and we established the SME division and form the micro subsector. At the same background, we also detected that out in the micro SME there is a woman segment, which is very potential for banks. Potential here means the profit, and also was something like not care much about traditional Vietnamese banks. That strategy was something like we come from the IFC surveys. IFCs 3 years ago had a survey about the equality in gender, and invited VP Bank as one of the listener of that surveys, of course, among other banks. VP Bank detected from that survey that the woman segment was very profitable. From the IFC finding, they said that women was difficulty in assessing banks' product, and it is not easy for them to borrow money from banks, and the gap of the loan demand was 1.9 USD billion, which is very, very huge potential market for banks if banks have the find a way to assess that segment. Of course, assessing that segment is not easy. That's why I said at the beginning that traditional banks is often forgot that segment. This is the IFC background, and when VP Bank came back from that surveys, from that workshop, we have many internal discussions and submit to the BOD. The result is that VP Bank decided to put the woman segment as one of the strategy in the SME in the SME division. So in the screen you can see some of other reasons why we came to that strategy. In the left hand side, this is the number that I told you already. In the right hand side, you see that one of the most interesting reason why we choose the woman is that the overdue, the NPL of the woman is very low and lower than average in the portfolio, and of course is lower than men's portfolio. It is often lower 1% of the NPL than the male counterparts. They also willing to learn new things. They ready to pay for the training courses to increase their capability. Because you know that in Vietnam, woman is a traditional section. Yeah, they often need to stay at home, care about family, care about children. In many times they don't have time to set up their own business and also their own career path. So if they some of women they can build up the business, but they are lacking of time to train themselves to become more successful in the business. That's why they are hungry to have the training course to increase their capability. That's why they are ready to pay money for those training course. Yes, and one of the other points is that they are more likely to pursue impact beyond just commercial gains. They are ready to looking for another things, good things. So this is some backgrounds. That's why VP Bank came up with the woman as one of the important strategy 3 years ago.
Great. So 1.9 billion opportunity to serve. Oh, sorry, I don't know if my audio is strange now. But that's a pretty compelling argument. 1.9 billion market opportunity, 1% lower non-performing loans, and the fact that women are willing to pay for non-financial services. And yet, I know CARE did some market research on women MSMEs in Vietnam. If you want to share a little bit more about the women entrepreneurs and what you learned about them in Vietnam, the specific segment that Mr. Hung's talked about.
Yeah, thank you, Nisha. Actually, Mr. Hung shares quite comprehensively about the results of IFC in before. Also, CARE at the beginning of Ignite program, we also conducted a kind of market research in all around like 7 provinces of Vietnam to understanding better about the micro and small size women entrepreneurs. And we found quite similar things. And you can see on the slide, there is a picture of a typical women entrepreneur in Ignite. And she is running a micro-sized business. She has aspiration to growth, but she encounters many difficulties, especially in the financial gap as financial capital and also the training opportunities. So we categorize the difficulties that women encounters in several main categories. That is the financial assets. As Mr. Hung shared, there is a very huge gap between what the women desire and what the financial service provider can offer in return, because normally they are informal, they are small size, and that is not easy for them to access to the formal financial sources. And another difficulty could lie in the network connection. They do not have enough times, they have limited mobility, or maybe they do not have the right access to the supports. So that's why they do not, they are not be able to increase their network connections, and then it affects in returns on their business performance. And also another sticking point that we found in our market research is that there are a lot of norms, gender-related norms that affect the women. It is the unpaid childcare that on top of everything, because women in Asia countries like Vietnam, they usually need to perform the unpaid childcare on top of the paid work. So they need to spend time for the family at the same time running the business, and it reduces the time availability, it restricts the mobility, and also somehow impact the confidence level. So we see that the women entrepreneurs in Vietnam encounter many difficulties. Why? In return, they impact more for the social, they invest more because they hire more women entrepreneurs, employees. They also, on average, have more profitable. They also have lower NPL or default rate. So why don't we supporting them? Why don't we lift the barriers that they are facing? Yeah, to offer them the opportunity to reach their full potential. So yeah, that is one of the reasons why CARE want to focus on the women entrepreneurs.
Great. So it makes a lot of sense. You know, VP Bank sees a market opportunity, CARE's research highlights what women need. So can you tell us a little bit more about how this partnership came about? What are you working on together?
I think CARE and VP Bank enter a partnership because we share the same value. That is the value that we want to lift up the women entrepreneurs and also the women empowerment. So in Ignite, talking about VP Bank separately because we have two other local service providers, but talking about VP Bank, CARE take a portfolio approach and we want to focus on the micro we segment. As Mr. Hưng shared, we segment or women entrepreneurship segment of VP Bank can include both micro and lower end and higher end. So we, as Ignite, we want to focus on the more vulnerable segment, which is micro size. And we provide the capacity enhancement. Also, we try to promote the access to financial sources by bringing the adapted preferential loans or online overdraft. And we also support the digital marketing so VP Bank can enhance or reach the customer base. And also the kind of comprehensive customer journey by offering a tool to measure the business health of the micro sized enterprises.
Great. So you've given us a little bit of a preview of the offerings. Maybe I can ask Mr. Hung to talk a little bit about what kind of products and services you're offering to this segment. You've shared a very comprehensive understanding of what the segment of women micro entrepreneurs need. So yeah, what are VP Bank's offerings in this area?
Yes. From the strategy to product bundle, we offer the comprehensive solution for the women when they come to VP Bank SME. The product bundle can be divided by two parts, the main two parts. The first part is the financial, and the second part is non-financial parts. Talking about the financial support first, we have the three pillars financial offering to women enterprises. And those three pillars was differentiated from the normal and common products for all portfolio, which is the men's portfolio. Yeah, you can see that the first pillar is loan product. Loan product is the product that offer money to women to borrow, and we have the product to reduce 2% of interest rates for women when they come to they come to VP Bank. Why we offer reduce 2% interest rates? Because as I mentioned in the beginning, this is the cost and benefit problem. If the woman portfolio has a better loan quality than men, from the calculation, we can offer them lower interest rates, because a higher interest rates, higher risks. But if they are better risks, they can enjoy lower interest rates. This is the differentiated point for women. And of course, we from around loan product, not only reduction of interest rates, but also women enterprise can enjoy the online digital approval and digital overdraft for when they come to the VP Bank. Those products is online, and we first launched this year during the COVID situation. Customer can stay at home in front of the screen laptop and can enjoy the loan coming to their account, current account, and they can use immediately to transfer money. So this is totally online. This is a new product, and also for the woman, this is the more convenient to them. And of course, we offer women like men if they have the collateral, and even and not collateral. We have both offering to them, unsecured and secured. For the unsecured, we offer them the very simple documentation to take the loan, unsecured loan, and if they have the collateral to be here, the woman can also enjoy the higher loan to value ratio than the average portfolio. This is the first pillar. The second pillar, you can see that is the credit card. Credit card here is very quite familiar with almost everybody here, but this is the retail credit card. Here we offer the business credit card, the company credit card. VP Bank also one of the first bank to issue the corporate credit card to customer in general. And from the women segment, we also design specifically the card for them to use. Of course, talking about the decoration is also they call, for example, the pink color in the card, everything like this. This is the appearance. But the product feature, one of the most important product feature for the credit card compared to average is that the woman can enjoy 55 days of interest free when they use the credit card. This is very important because the normal credit card is only 45 days. But here, women can enjoy 10 more days compared to the average portfolio, which is very important for business, because in business you can see that if you can take any source of capital which is the free up of interest rates for 55 days, this is very important. And this is the first feature. The second feature of the credit card is they can withdraw money up to 50% of the card limits by cash, in cash. And in some industries, when they spend money through the credit card, they can enjoy the 5% cashback. And also the credit card also quite familiar in the over 200 countries. This is a second pillar, and I think the credit card, many women like it during 3 years up to now. And the last pillar, you can see this is the newest product for women, which is we call the Simplify. The name of that is the payment solution. The payment solution. Woman is often, as I mentioned in the beginning, the woman enterprises is often micro enterprises. And micro enterprises, they are lacking of, they don't have website. They don't have the capability to enter into the digital platform. They need to spend money. They need to spend the IT resource to build up everything to enter the digital, the online shopping. But with the simplified product, VP Bank can offer them a very good product to enter the digital platform very quickly. We can offer them the free website. They can offer them the registration with the government very quickly. We can let them to join the media channels to approach the potential customers, and also many others, many other privilege on the e-commerce training will be offered to them. This is the last pillar, and which is very important in the product bundle. So the second part of the product bundle for women is the non-financial offerings. Non-financial here, we offer them two most important things. The first is the series of training courses and workshops to increase their capability to govern their companies. As I mentioned at the beginning, women, they lack of time. They need to spend money for their family. They don't have something like time to join course, and they don't have capability about human resource, about corporate governance, about financial, everything. VPBank offer them those courses to enhance their capability. The second thing you can see we call here is the business matching, which is very interesting point of VPBank to offer to women. Matching here means that we can find the partners for the women enterprises. VPBank has a large number of micro enterprises, which is around over 100,000 customers. And in our network, we can connect them each other to find the suitable partner, to find the suitable suppliers and buyers, and they can enjoy that. This is the very important point in the non-financial part for women segment. So this is the total picture of what VPBank offer to the women segment as a strategy.
Great. So that's. Can you hear me? Yeah. So that's a fairly comprehensive set of, solutions, both financial, non-financial, that really address the capital needs, but also the capacity needs and some of the issues around women's time, self-confidence that were highlighted by offering all of these services virtually. You said these were pilots. Was there anything, you had to change as a part of the pilot that you learned, as you refined the products? You're muted, Mr. Hung.
Yes, of course. During designing the product, because those product bundle I told you was 3 years ago, and of course the product need to change time to time to meet the change in the customer needs. In the product features, we have some when we first launched, we got some achievement, but we also face some challenge about in the product, many challenges. But in one of the challenge I remember is that firstly, how can we define what is the true owner, is the woman or not? This is the one of the challenge, and also and by this difficulty, we need to change a little bit in our product bundle to define more clearly, to detect what is the true woman-owned enterprises. There are, in Vietnam, there are some enterprises that even the owner in paper who was not woman, but the woman can be very important in behind, and actually she make a lot of decisions, all the decisions for the enterprises. We also classify those enterprises as the woman enterprises and put it in our strategy. Of course, they need to go through the approval, the exceptional approval process. Yeah, and you can see that with the 2 years ago, we had cooperation with the project by CARE organization that we were talking here. The CARE organization offer working with us to design the diagnostic tool. The diagnostic tool here is very important because in the diagnostic tool we can ranking the client, what is in the stage what stage they are staying here now, and based on those results, we can offer them the product, the suitable product. For example, if the customer after diagnostic a client, we detected that they are not eligible to offer a loan because they are startup, their business is too small and things like that. We can offer them the credit card first, and we can offer them the current account first. They can open the current account, and then after some 6 months or 1 year, when their business developed, we diagnostic again, and now maybe they eligible to offer a loan, to be offered a loan. This is very very important, and actually the tool here was we install in our website, and it is the useful tool that our sales force use that to rank the customer, the woman customer.
Great. So what I'm hearing is you have to constantly keep adapting, and make sure you are constantly monitoring the needs of the clients and adapting to that. I do have a couple more questions, but I also see that the chat has been very active. So maybe we'll pause here and take a few questions from the audience, and then I can come back to my last question about what you're actually seeing in terms of results. So Katie, are there any questions you think we should take immediately?
There are. I want to start with a question from Claire Hancock that other people have also prioritized. So in terms of the channels and methodologies that VP Bank and CARE are using to inform women, how have they let women know about new financial packages, and what has the uptake been so far?
Great. So essentially, how do you market to the specific segment of women that you're trying to reach and make them know that VP Bank has these offerings, and are you seeing, what kind of uptake are you seeing? Mr. Hung, that's for you, I think.
Can you something like summarize the question, because
yeah, so it's what are the marketing, like how have you adapted your marketing and to the women entrepreneurs? Have you had to change how you reach out to them? Are you doing it through a website? Are you doing it by training your sales agents? Do you have a big campaign? How do women know that VP Bank has this product that they can use?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I got the question. If we talk about this question, actually I need to send the special thanks to CARE organization for their partnership with women strategy of VP Bank, because actually the CARE organization help us to make the to increase the awareness of the both from the sales force and also from the market about the woman, about the woman segment. Firstly, if we talk about the market, CARE help us. Firstly, as I mentioned, to design the diagnostic tool. Diagnostic tool here is the tool to rank the customer. Of course, this is the first purpose. But the second purpose, and very interesting purpose, is that customer knows VP Bank has a tool to rank them, and to tell them what period are they in. So based on that, they can know their enterprise situation. This is the good point from media, and many women enterprises know that. The second point from the CARE support is that they have us to have the sales contest. Sales contest here mean the something like the competition program among sales force, our internal sales force. First, when we first launched the woman strategy and the product that I mentioned, in the first period, the result was not as expected because our sales force, they have many other products to sell. Woman is only one of those products, and actually they were not something like aware of the importance of the woman segment of the woman enterprises. But with the care support, we have the competition designed specifically for sales force to looking for and to hunt woman customer. We use the word hunt because hunt means that now sales force have the motivation to go outside the market to looking for two woman-owned enterprises coming to BB Bank and offer them the specific product that I mentioned. So this is very good competition program. We conducted up 1 year up to now, 1 year and a half up to now, and the result was very good. And now the sales force was the sales force awareness was increased very good. And there is a competition program or not, they know clearly about the importance and profitable of the woman client, and now they approach the woman client very well. This is the things, some of the ways that we deal with both the market and also the internal sales force to approach the woman clients. And also during that there is support from CARES organization.
Great, thank you. I think offering incentives for your sales force and making changes in the way you reach out is a critical element of reaching women as clients. Katie, I think we can take one more question. Sadly,
Perfect.
I think, yeah.
Angeline is asking whether you've done any research to see whether women actually are the ones who have control of the loan, of the financial resources, or are just the faces who are accessing the finance while the money is then going back to men who are in control in terms of decision making. She noted that this is often what is seen in Africa for services targeting women. So are women really controlling the financial, the finances and the loans that they are receiving?
I think, yeah. Thank you for your question. I think I can take this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yes, we did done the market research, as I mentioned in previously, that the market research, we're understanding more about the micro and small women entrepreneurs, not only in the difficulties when they access to the finance, but also the difficulty or related to the norms, gender-related norms. So when we're talking about the norms, there are several things, and decision-making power is one of the very critical things that we found in our market research. In Vietnam, we see that majority of the women entrepreneurs, even when they are the chief owner of the family, but when it comes to the question of who is the chief owner of the family, they will say that my husband, or maybe both of us. Very rare, very little, very few of them say that I am the chief owner of the family. So maybe because it resulted from the deeply inrooted norms in their mind that they are hesitant to perceive that they are the chief owner or they own more than the male in the family. So we also put this into one of the main activity of the Ignite in Vietnam, that we want to address some kind of social norms and some kind of gender-related bias that women entrepreneurs have to face. So I also want to echoing Mr. Hung part on the marketing. We also run a kind of outreach campaign where we can not only sell about the financial products that we adapted for the women entrepreneurs thanks to the partnership with BP Bank, but we also try to raise some kind of message, some kind of implications to raise the awareness of people around what they can do to lift up the barrier, and especially related to the norms related barriers for the women entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Great, thank you. So yeah, combined messaging around, promoting women's role in decision making and taking ownership of, when they are managing the business, that they should also have an equal say in making the decisions. That's an important part of the non-financial services that you're offering. And, Mr. Hung, do you want to add anything to that?
Actually, no. I think Nguyet has covered a lot of comprehensive picture about that topic.
Yeah. And I think that's a longer term question to answer. So you can't just change decision making by offering a financial product. It has to have a more comprehensive approach of addressing the community and the norms around what is acceptable roles for women. So I know we have a lot more questions, but we might try to answer them after this webinar. We have about 3 minutes left, and I have 2 more quick questions for our speakers. So the one question is, Mr. Hung, around, this is a great idea. You've talked about what you see as the business opportunity, but it always comes down to the bottom line. So how are these products and, the whole product bundle, financial, non-financial, doing in terms of financial performance? Because as you said, as a bank, that is your bottom line. Are these performing well? So could you share with us some of the results you've seen so far?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, if we talk about the strategy, any strategy and any product, we need to come up with the result of that. It's lucky that after 4 years, our result was as expected as the beginning when we designed this strategy. Yeah, we increase the number of women enterprises coming to BP Bank, both from the absolute numbers and also the percentage number. And if we talk about the percentage, at the beginning when our percentage of women is only 18%, now we increase to 21% in the screening, but now it is around 25% of our portfolio was women or enterprises already. Yeah. The second point, which is most important, is from banks, is NPL. Actually, we talked at the beginning that we expected the women portfolio will be better quality than the average portfolio because the woman feature is they are more careful, they pay more attention about business, paying loan, everything, leading to the thing that they will have better loan than average. And actually, the result is exactly the case. We had the NPL of the woman segment, which is lower 2 or 3% than the average portfolio, which is with very bright result. And we will continue that to this make us confident to continue our strategy to offer loan to more and more women. And the number of products that women use is a surprising result. That women often use more products than men, which is around more than 2 products in average. Compared to average is 1.4 products in the whole portfolio. And also the convert rate increasing around 10%, which is very good number in the digital area. And of course, the more customer coming to the digital channel, the less cost we win, the more cost we win saved for the bank. And this is also a very good achievement. So you can see that this is some of the key points, the key numbers that we achieved during the 4 years conducting the women strategy.
So those are some very compelling financial reasons. 2 to 3% lower NPL is huge when you convert that into absolute numbers, and also the product rate usage. That's great for growth for the bank. We're right at time, so I'd like to thank our speakers, Mr. Hung, Nguyet, for sharing what you're doing. It sounds like you're on a very, very exciting journey to serve women entrepreneurs in Vietnam. I'm sorry for the questions we didn't answer. We'll try to answer some of them when we send out the recording and the materials from this presentation. And there is you'll see an evaluation when you close out the Zoom, and we would love to hear from you, especially what else you'd like to hear through some of these FinEquity webinars as we try to understand how financial institutions can provide better services to different segments of women. And remember, women are not a monolith, so we really need to understand their needs based on their life stage, what kind of work they're doing, and where they're located. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Nisha.
Thank you, everyone.